Today is a big day, people. Welcome to the very first writer's room for Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Now we've got the synopsis here. We're ready to jump into it. Let's start laying out that first scene. I'm thinking we start with shots of our city, the twisted Eiffel Tower, the broken, shattered Arc de Triomphe, and then we see one of our expeditioners, Gustave. He's throwing rocks off a balcony. Now what does Gustave look like? He's gonna look like French Mysterio, and he'll sound like Daredevil. Ooh, nice. And who's gonna voice him in the American version? The guy who plays Daredevil. So anyway, Maëlle walks up to Gustave as he's throwing the rocks, and she's wearing a mime shirt. Ooh, I like that. What is a mime shirt? You know, a black and white striped shirt, like a mime. Just to really drive home the whole Paris thing. Oui, baguettes, a mime. Yeah, but here's the thing. We just showed the messed up Eiffel Tower and the Arc de Triomphe. Do we really need someone in a mime shirt? Yeah, I'm gonna stand my ground on this. Look, we wanna talk to the audience on a deeper level, and there's no better metaphor for unspoken communication than a mime. Also, it's my fetish. Maybe we add a little face paint? No face paint. Look, let's get the outline done and we can fine tune all the fashion choices later. Anyway, Maëlle is trying to convince Gustave to give a rose to his ex Sophie before the gommage. The what now? The gommage, you know, the big event that happens once a year where our villain paints a number on the rock and then everyone that age dies. Did you even read the synopsis? It's like a major thing. Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't realize we were actually calling it that. I thought that was a joke. Why would it be a joke? I don't know, it sounds like something a Sopranos character would say. Oh, it does kind of sound like that. I'll take the gabagool with a side of gommage. Hey, you check out the gommage on that broad? Forget about it. You believe the balls on this gommage talking to me like that? Stop it. Stop saying gommage. It's a real word which means to erase in French, which is the nationality we are for the purposes of this sketch. Okay, sorry, jeez. Getting back to the scene, please. So Mel convinces Gustave to go to the gommage ceremony. They start walking down to the pier. On their way, okay, the pier. Now, is that where the orgy is happening? No, there's not an orgy at the pier. Oh, do they pass by the orgy on their way to the pier? How does it work? What are you talking about? Where in the synopsis does it say anything about an orgy? Well, I mean, it doesn't explicitly say there is one, but it's the last day on Earth for everyone who's 33 years old, so I figured all the 33-year-olds were just doing a big old orgy. You cannot just assume things like that. Okay, but it really just feels unrealistic if there's not a big drug-fueled orgy happening. I mean, raise your hands if you wouldn't want to spend your last day on Earth in a big old naked hump fest. Wow, not seeing a lot of hands around the table here. We are not adding an orgy to the game. The 33-year-olds spend their last moments gazing out into the sea and reflecting upon their lives. Nerds! Sorry, my throat is so dry. Moving on. So, Gustave and Sophie meet up, and she's all dressed up. She's got her flower garland on, she's got on her beret. She looks ready to, okay, that beret, can it be a raspberry beret? The kind you'd find in a secondhand store? Can we try and stay focused, please? Where was I? Oh, the gommage. So, after some tearful goodbyes, the gommage starts, right? So the paintress stands up on her perch island way out in the sea, and she wipes away the number 34, and she writes 33 on the rock. And then all the 33-year-olds start to disintegrate, and Sophie's like the last one to go. And Gustave looks at her right before she disintegrates, and he says, "I'm here." And Sophie replies with, "Mr. Gustave, I don't feel so good." Yeah, Thanos reference. Classic, love it. Thanos was right. No, don't do that. No one's going to make that comparison. So, no one is going to compare our character, who is erasing a bunch of people from existence, with the Marvel character, whose whole shtick is erasing a bunch of people from existence. That's right, they won't make that comparison because in our game, very different, when the characters get erased, they turn into rose petals, not ashes. There might be a little ash or ink or something in there, but mostly rose petals, very different. Getting back into it, after the gommage, I ought to whack you right in the gommage. Is it all out of your system now? I think so, but I can't make any promises. Later that night, they're at the Expedition Festival. Now, this is the party that happens on the night before the expedition, right? So anyone going off to fight the paintress, they get together and, you know, they have a little party to celebrate right before they go off on this extremely dangerous mission. Right, so they're about to head off on this very dangerous mission, one they're probably not coming back from. Now, if it were me, if I were about to head out on a suicide mission, I'd probably want to do something to relieve the stress. I don't know. Maybe they could engage in perhaps, and there's no orgy. Say the word orgy one more time and you're fired. All right, chill, Tom. Jeez. So what are they doing at the festival then? Well, there's wine and there's card playing and Gustav can get a haircut. Wow, yeah, they're going all out before that big suicide mission. They're really going nuts here, cutting loose, huh? Ooh, there's a trivia contest. Nerds! Oh, my throat, so dry. Is it dry in here for anyone else? Moving right along, after the festival, they head out to fight the Paintress, right? So it's the next morning, they get on the ship and they sail to the Paintress's island. Real quick, just throwing it out there, could maybe one of the characters turn to Gustav and say, so what, we supposed to be some sort of gomage squad? Absolutely not. So they get to the island and they plow into the beach and they all disembark from the ship. And then the monsters lay a hardcore beat down on them, right? Oh, totally. They get completely wrecked by the monsters. Yes, in my head I'm seeing a total bloodbath. Ooh, and there's this one character, right? He's bleeding out on the beach. The monsters got to him. Go on. And he turns to Gustav with the light fading out of his eyes and he looks up at him and with his last words he says, "We should have totally had an Get out.
Mr. Mime."
Hey, I just wanted to clarify something real quick. I think Expedition 33 is a phenomenal game. I don't want people to think that I'm bashing it or making fun of it. This whole thing spawned from, I thought it would be really funny if one of the writers in the writer's room was like, hey, shouldn't they be having a You know, it's the last night. That's what I'd be doing. But yeah, and then we did the whole Thanos connection thing as well, which obviously if you've played the game, no one would think that they ripped off Thanos or anything like that. It's just kind of funny that both of the characters mass erase people, I thought. I've really been enjoying my time with the game. I just got to Act 3, and it's surprising because I didn't think I was going to like this game at all. When I heard it was a turn-based combat game, but you also had to parry and dodge attacks, I'm like, that sounds terrible. The whole reason I play turn-based games is so I don't have to rely on my old failing 41-year-old reflexes to parry and dodge. I'm like, if I'm gonna have to die to some monster who I can't parry in time, I could do that playing Elden Ring. But, you know, I started playing it and the combat is actually really engaging. I'm not saying every turn-based game should do this. I would still like to see turn-based games come out where you don't have to have reflexes, but for this, it works. The game's got a lot going for it. The visuals are great. Feels like roaming around. Obviously, actually, I should probably bleep that for spoilers. Another thing, don't put spoilers in the comments of this video. I will delete them if I see them. But yeah, visually it looks really good. The voice acting is great. As I mentioned, the Daredevil actor Charlie Cox is in there. He's doing a phenomenal job. Yeah, the game just came together really well, and it's $40 or free if you have Game Pass, so can't beat the price point. Really good, and you know, it's tons of fun. I've already dumped close to 30 hours into it, and you know, for $40 I really feel like I'm getting my money's worth. So highly recommend you checking out Expedition 33. I think it's probably going to be in the running for Game of the Year. If it's not, I would be very surprised if it wasn't at least in the running, and I'm not even sure what could beat it, although I haven't played the new Doom yet, so I don't know. But anyway, if you want to check out me playing Prop Hunt, you could click over here. If you want to check out me playing a different game that I can't think of, click over here right now. I don't even remember what the last... Oh, no, that's me simulating 100 dudes versus one gorilla. I guess technically I'm playing a battle simulator. And don't forget to subscribe, and that's it for this video. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Check out Expedition 33.